we're super excited. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview and then of how I met these two wonderful people, and then I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And I'm going to let them take over because they're amazing and they're going to make me look like a chump. So I'm super excited about this. So back in 2018, when I first joined Book Creator, I was asked by one of our other colleagues to go to Georgia and meet with the school because they had a school conference and they were trying out Book Creator, and we were super excited. And I was like, all right, let's go. So we went to this school conference in 2018, and I'm not gonna lie, I still talk about it because it is the best school conference I have ever gone to in my entire life, right? In career, ever. It was the most energetic, the most exciting, so many people there, lots of door prizes. I mean, it was absolutely insane. So that's how I met these two wonderful people, and that's it. Kind of the rest is history. And so now they have become one of our big friends, partners that we have here at Book Creator. And so they have a wonderful story to tell, and that's what we're here for today. So without further ado, Ijeoma and Jennifer, I'm going to let you take it away, and I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy. If you have any questions as we go throughout this, please put them in the chat window. I'll be sure to ask those questions of our hosts, and we'll just kind of go from there. All right, awesome. So have at it.
Hey everybody, my name is Ijeoma Johnson, and I am a part of a dynamic team in Covington, Georgia. I'm actually an instructional technology specialist here. And Jennifer, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Jennifer Williams. I'm the Instructional Technology Coordinator here for Newton County Schools.
So today is about sharing our Book Creator story. And so I love that John referred to us as partners because that's how we see this relationship. And so we're going to actually share our story from our actual partner spotlight that we collaborated with the Book Creator team to create. Again, we are just a part of an amazing team here in Newton County. But just to share a little bit to kind of give you an idea of our system, we have 24 sites, about 21,000 students, and we serve about 1,500 teachers in our district. And so back in 2018, like John said, we stumbled upon Book Creator. And I like to say that I found Book Creator as a parent. And as a parent, I was looking for a tool for my then first grader to complete a project. So my daughter's teacher gave her a project in which she had to do a poster board assignment, like create a story on a poster board, like a storyboard. At that time, we still are a really busy family. And so between dance practices and all of the things, a poster board didn't really fit into our daily, our routine. And so I asked the teacher, if I found something else, could we remix the assignment? And that's how we stumbled upon Book Creator. And of course, when I found it as a parent, I brought it to my team. And so the story or the spotlight that we're going to share is actually a combination of stories from our teachers, our different people across our district that have been able to share with this awesome tool in Book Creator. Jennifer, did I miss anything?
No, and I think Ijeoma is just, really downplaying it because she just hated the idea of having a flat lesson that, we're still doing poster boards. Like, what year is this? It's 2018. Are we in our archaic system? Why are we doing this? So she searched for something that she thought was perfect. She went to other things. She looked at other things because there are other things out there. But she wanted to find the best tool, the tool that was going to be most advantageous for her and the tool that was going to be easy to use. And that's how Book Creator came into our lives. And Ijeoma willed it into the system. So she literally gave it life. She liked this project so much. She came in the office and was like, stop what you're doing. I have to show you something. You have to see this dynamic tool. And the very first time I saw it, the director saw it, the whole team saw it, we were like, how can we get this?
So what that kind of takes us into kind of our story. And if you guys, I know we have a mixed group. I see that we have teachers. I saw like a tech director. So depending on where you fit in this whole scheme, will depend on, I guess your usability or where you fit in this whole puzzle. But for us as a team, we're always looking for ways to, one, of course, engage students in learning. That's number one. Students are our number one priority. That's a part of our goals here in our system. And so when we look at Book Creator, we were looking for something that was easy, but that would also help students in the goals that teachers were pushing forward. So I'm going to kind of use our book as a kind of guide to kind of aid us in this discussion. So our book is a compilation of interviews, candid interviews with people that use the tool. So the first thing we talked about was the redefining of learning. And so we talked about how students, like Jennifer said, no longer do we have something that's flat. And I think from what I've gleaned, I'm thinking most of you guys are familiar with Book Creator, but if you're not, it is easily single-handedly one tool that every teacher K through 12 in our system can and has used. Okay, so that's one of the big things for us. So we were looking for something, or we were able to find in Book Creator a redefining tool. Okay, so that was the first thing. Okay, moving into our engagement. So if you've done some webinars with John always talks about engaging reluctant writers. Book Creator for us was a tool that teachers from, see that little kiddo right there? He's an early elementary kid, but the teacher right here, she teaches high school forensics. Both of those spaces, so for our early elementary students and even for our high school students, this tool, this is our one tool that students in either area are able to use. The simplicity of the tool, because it's super easy, allows for our kindergarten students to be able to use, and also for our upper high school students to be able to use.
And one thing I love about the engagement is that students come to school and they read books sometimes and they're not engaged, but then they don't want to write about it. So you ever had a student turn in a book report and it's flat and it's boring? It's like, this book was about this, it was that. This changes the way students feel about engaging with books, right? So we know that English language arts has two parts, right? Reading and then writing, or response to literature. Now the students can do both things in one platform. They can read a book in Book Creator, and then they can go ahead and engage with it and give their reactions to it. So for me, the writing teacher in me is excited about Book Creator because all students have the opportunity to participate, whether they're already writers, whether they're early learners, or whether they're sophisticated, right? So then I had students who participated by making chapter books. I had students who participated by saying speech to text, right? So they couldn't really write, and they were beginning readers. And now the book, they press the play button, the book plays for them. And then also they can go ahead and write by talking to text. So this engagement motivates them to continue writing, because sometimes they really get frustrated. Like, I can't spell the word. And they get stuck on not being able to spell. Well, now those barriers are not there because they have all this help within Book Creator by being able to talk to text, by being able to get direct feedback from the teacher, by being able to read and watch a story being read to them. So these features, the Read to Me feature, is priceless.
I 100% agree. One thing on that, as when we found this tool, again, my then first grader, she recorded herself reading her story. So we know how powerful it is for students to not only hear others read, but to hear themselves read. And so Journey is my daughter. Journey, I allowed her to record her voice over, and then she played it back. And as she listened to herself, she said, "Mommy, I heard myself stop, like I was stumbling over my words." Book Creator with the audio features and the record features allows students to work on fluency. And we know that fluency is a major key contributor to enhancing those reading skills. So the engagement in that factor is definitely second to none. We kind of talked about this a little bit already, but the simplicity and the ease of use. We have Book Creator, we have a district subscription, and we didn't talk about this at the beginning, but I think it's important because I think I saw a tech director on here. our team, we started our relationship with Book Creator as a pilot. So what we did, we worked with the Book Creator team, and in our system, we have some avant-garde technology teachers. They are our teachers that we try out. Whatever we're going to try out, we let these people do it first because they're not scared of the technology. They don't think they're going to break it. They're excited and pumped up about the potential for new things. And so we gave, there are about 30 of those teachers in our district. Each of those 30 teachers got a full Book Creator subscription, okay? And what we did with that is we wanted them to kick the tire. I thought it was wonderful, but I needed the buy-in. I don't have students. And so no matter what this team thought, we needed the buy-in by the people that are using that tool. And so our tech teacher leaders, they were able to use it with their students, and they gave us feedback. They told us what they liked, what they didn't like, what they wished it did, and the such. And that changed the whole game in how we were able to push Book Creator throughout our system. Because when one person has something, teachers, we're like kids. Wait a minute, how does Jennifer have something I don't have? And so we began to have those teachers hype Book Creator up across their schools. And it helped so much that Book Creator is so easy to use. That was not a barrier for using the tool.
I know that in training, I've been doing training and development for the past 10 years here in Newton County. And one of the things I've trained so many teachers on using different tools. And when it is cumbersome, they will not use it. And when it is difficult, they will not use it. If it's too many clicks, guess what? They're not going to use it. So this made life easy because it was just a couple of simple clicks. The inspector button, you got there, and Ijeoma said it. She's just the I, the really interesting button. So we don't call it the inspector here. We're like the really interesting button, the I. That's where everything interesting is going to happen. If you want to add something, go ahead and press the plus, right? If you want it to read to you, it says read to me in a gold button across the top. These are things that made teachers want to use Book Creator. When something is easy to use, but it's so thorough at the same time, it really sells the product. We don't have to sell the product to anybody. They want the product. They came to us asking, hey, can I get the 1,000 books? Hey, my students, I've already used all my books. How can we get more? So when it was time for us to present it to our board, right, because our board of education has to approve expenses, they were like, okay, well, we see that the data lies. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Jay-Z said that, right? So the numbers tell the story of whether or not we should renew our subscription every year. And of course it's yes, because everybody's using Book Creator. Everybody loves it because it's easy and it's easy for the students to use. So onboarding students is easy because it's not going to be a difficult thing that it takes 2 or 3 days for the teacher to plan a lesson to show her their kids. You can hop in Book Creator today, show your kindergarten students 1, 2, 3, and they're up and able to use it in a couple of minutes.
This is probably one of my favorite parts. Over this, I have to say that since 2018, this is not even the same tool. The things that we loved about Book Creator in 2018, you thought you couldn't love it anymore, new things came to be. And so the ability to reach all students is something that I'm absolutely a fan of. So when we talk about differentiation and accessibility, our students, Jennifer kind of touched on it already. When we're talking about students being able to read, to hear themselves read, teachers have the ability to curate contents for specific groups of students or individual students. You can tier the type of assignment that you're giving students within Book Creator. The languages, this year they upped the amount of languages for, and I see this is our international group. When we talk about different languages, sometimes it's not as exciting in the States, depending. In our district, we don't have as much diversity, but on this call, think about all the different places people said they were from. Book Creator, tell John, I always forget, how many languages are translated now?
There's about 10 languages that Book Creator, the user interface is in. So there's if you are in one of those 10 languages, then the entire user interface can be transformed into that language depending on your browser settings. But then in the tool itself, we have 120 languages that we support through speech to text, captions, and we don't do any translating yet, but speech to text, captions, that kind of stuff, 120 languages.
That's dynamic. So I saw somebody was an English language teacher. Think I did that. Think about how powerful that is for students to be able to speech to text, see either their native language or even see the English language or whatever language that they needed translated.
Oh, can I jump in, Ijeoma? So I heard this term a couple of weeks ago, and I wrote it in a sticky on my desk: language justice. A lot of times we take for granted that everyone who is in our class is a native language speaker to that place where you're at, right? So that's their primary language. That's the language of the area. But really, we're doing our students a disjustice or injustice when we are not making sure that everything is accessible to them and their parents. So imagine me writing a book and bringing it home and excited to bring it to my mom, and my mom can't read it, or my mom doesn't understand what it's saying. So we have to be sure that we're providing language justice to all of our students. This tool does that. The language justice is there for them because 120 different languages are going to help provide that accessibility to them. Can you imagine how this makes a parent feel to get something in their native language that they can read, that they can hear, that they can understand? That just blew me away, because a lot of the tools we use, they don't care. But that they've taken, like when they said that we're partners with them, they've taken the feedback that we've given them. They've taken the feedback that all of the different school systems has given them and made this tool comparable to anything that's out there in the market.
I love that, language justice. I love that. So let's push through. Okay, so this is probably one of my favorite pages in our partnership spotlight book, choice. I think that sometimes we get stuck in a rut and we don't provide students with enough choice. Book Creator is one of our teachers talked about it. Our high school teacher talked about, she empowers her students. So they learn different tools. Book Creator is not the only tool she exclusively uses with her students, but she allows them the options. She teaches them the different tools. And then eventually she cuts them loose and then they get choice. And she shared with me during our sit down that unfailingly, 9 times out of 10, her students choose Book Creator because not only can they show what they know through their writing, they can record their audio, they can record their video, they can add cute little animated images like the one that's on our screen now, all types of things to demonstrate the learning. And so that is super, super, super important. But the other reason why I absolutely love this page, this spread on our book, is that stat. So Jennifer talked about numbers. We're numbers people. If you're in education, you're a numbers person. You got to be, because it drives not only the decisions that we make, but how we reach our students. And so Book Creator, this is our information from last year. 96% of our students use Book Creator. 96% of students.
I think they heard you. 96%.
96% of our students. And so we have a person on our team that she's our data integration specialist. So she is all numbers all the time. And she pulls the data of all the tools, not just Book Creator, but of all the things that we as a district support and that schools and the system purchase. And the numbers don't look as good as this. And so not only is the 96%, but we were also able to look at when we had students using Book Creator during holiday breaks, like Christmas breaks, spring breaks, the summer, like
summer.
I don't know about you guys.
One of my favorite stats, or one of my favorite quotes I heard, I think it was Jennifer say during ISTE, was she's like, "Have you ever tried to get 96% of anybody to do anything? Like, that's almost impossible." So this is a number that like is on a billboard like in our offices, right? Because this is amazing stuff, and y'all have done great.
And that is definitely attributed to the way we rolled it out. Like we said, the you once you show the ease of the tool and the resources. We didn't talk about this in this book, but the book creator team has done a really good job at creating a resource bank. And now you can remix stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the resource bank for giving ideas, right? And so sometimes you want to see how other people have used the tool in order to kind of spark your brain and get you excited about ways you can. And so I believe that that is also attributed to that 96%. Jennifer? All right, so let's keep going. Okay. Every time I say this is my favorite page, and then we get to another page that I absolutely love. So diversity and inclusion. We've kind of talked about that a little bit with the term that we learned today, language justice. Is that a new term? It's a new term for me. I'm excited about it. But even deeper within that is our diversity and inclusion. And so on our team, we always talk about students seeing themselves in the literature that they read, right? And so right here, this little book, this excerpt is actually my daughter's book from when she was in first grade. And this picture, when she searched in Book Creator in the safe Google search to look for characters to build in her book, she was over the moon that she was able, she used to wear her hair like this too. She was so excited that she was able to find a character that looked like her. And so the team has done an awesome job at curating images in a safe space for students to search so that everyone feels included. Jennifer is a team advocate for diversity and inclusion, everyone feeling safe in the spaces that they're in. And so I can appreciate the work that has gone into that, because I know it's not by happenstance. I know that that's very intentional of the team. Jennifer?
And this is my favorite part of the book too, Ijeoma, because growing up, I read lots of stories growing up, and I hated reading because all the characters never looked like me. So all the characters looked like other people, but I never saw myself in the story. So I couldn't connect. So for me, as a classroom teacher, I really worked hard to find books or find characters that represented my class, right? But there's always going to be some book that doesn't make a connection. In Book Creator, the students can create stories that are authentic to themselves, to their lives, to their household. They can put a picture in it that looks like their mother, that looks like their grandmother, that looks like their world, and it makes a connection. And can you imagine how somebody feels when they actually go home and share a story, and the mom sees a character that looks like her? Seeing yourself, your reflection is so powerful, right? So when we talk about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is the true meaning of it. Having students be able to go in and make stories, see stories, and read stories that reflect them and their lives. How important is that for self-esteem? How important is that for building and to making sure that people feel like I'm part of something bigger than just what's here in myself? So this part, when we're talking about having a book where the pictures can look like you, can look like the people in your class, in your neighborhood, the pride that you feel, this is worth everything to me. This is the most important thing to me about Book Creator, because it gives each child representation.
We actually worked with some schools 2 years ago where students rewrote stories. And so when they rewrote those stories, Cinderella looked like whoever was writing. And that was kind of cool to see examples of that. Like my daughter rewrote a story. Our favorite Disney character was Mulan. That's her favorite character at the time. But Mulan didn't look like the Mulan that she watched in the movie. The Mulan that she created in her story looked like her. So that is very powerful for kids to be able to do that. We've kind of talked about this a little bit, but we have to brag on the training and the customer service. So,
oh my goodness, brag about it, girl. Brag. John is the best thing that ever happened to customer service and training and development. And I can't go on. I can't I can't live life without John at Book Creator. I mean, we have training and development. And like he said at the beginning, we have a conference every single year. Guess who shows up to our conference? John. Guess what he does? He does training and development. Whenever we have a question or want to see something, he hops on a Zoom call. He's like, okay, can you be on 15 minutes? We're like, whoa, we met like next week. He's like, oh, I'm ready now. Like, what do you need? And it's not just John. Catherine jumped on. We have a girls coding event. It's called Inspire Her. And it's our girls coding event every year. Catherine got on and led sessions with our girls, with our actual students. And she stayed on all day and led sessions with them, teaching them how to use Book Creator and talk about why coding is so important. So when we talk about that wraparound service, the service doesn't just start and stop at 9 o'clock or in at 1 o'clock. Or they don't say, I got a hard stop. I got to get off the phone because I have another call. We feel like we're important and like we are actually part of the team.
That's really big. And so for the people on the call that are potentially looking to either bring Book Creator to your school or to your district, your system, we kind of attacked this. Like we said, we had our avant-garde teachers that got training from John. We also trained our media specialists. They got time with John. And so the team, I think, saw the value. When I say the team, Book Creator and us, because we're all one team, we saw the value in making sure that people understood the tool, the people in the spaces, because it doesn't matter if we as the district admin have that knowledge. We wanted to be sure that it was throughout our schools. So we have to tip our hat and appreciate the love that we get from John. We truly appreciate that. All right, so depending on how long you've been with Book Creator, you may or may not know, Book Creator released tons of amazing features. And one of them that teachers in our book shared that they absolutely loved was the templates and how they save time. And so, time is a very precious commodity. It is a non-renewable resource. And so when teachers have the ability to use a tool that will essentially not only help their students, but saves them time, it's by far invaluable. So our teachers spoke to how like they're not making copies. So our district has a push for interactive notebooks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. So I was a former 7th grade science teacher and we did interactive notebooks. I would make copies, go to the copy machine. I would spend my Thursday evenings making copies for the next week, right? And the kids would come to class, they would have to cut all the pages and then they would have to glue. Even though I taught 7th grade, you'd be surprised how long it took 7th graders to cut and paste. Someone cuts the wrong thing, it just pasted to the wrong page. It's crazy. Book Creator, we have several teachers in our district that are using Book Creator as their notebooks. And so teachers can, instead of having the kids cut out portions or notes in the notebook, I can just send it to their book, straight to their notebook. That was a big, a great an addition in the recently. And then we talk about multi-purpose. I'm kind of excited about that. I'm going to keep going. We included kind of some examples. And so, like we said, across our system, we have got our curriculum team on board. They use Book Creator for vocabulary notebooks in elementary. And so all the elementary teachers get access to these vocabulary acquisition notebooks that they use with their students. Our middle school teachers are using them within their content. Our high school teachers are using them within their content. Again, that's how we were able to arrive at the 96%. It's a product or a tool that is constantly in both our teachers and our students' vision. They're constantly seeing it.
Hey, Jennifer and Ijeoma, I had a real quick question.
Okay.
Beatrice wanted to know if she's interested in learning more about the Inspire Her conference and activities. Is there a website that you have? I think Jennifer's actually putting it in there right now. So thank you, Jennifer.
Okay.
Okay, so we're about to talk about that now. We don't actually have an actual site about Inspire Her, but if you want to know some information, you can email me directly and I'll put my email in the chat and I'll put Ijeoma's email in the chat, and we can give you the information that you need, like how we got started or what we do. But it's not something that's public facing as far as like we don't have anything to give out to you. Okay. But what I can tell you is that every year we hold a computer science day for all of our students in our district. But so we do the entire week. It's Computer Science Week. So National Computer Science Week is usually the first week in December. And we wanted to make something really special and be really intentional about how we go about doing Computer Science Week. So one of the things we did was we hosted and we created a conference for girls. And the conference is called Inspire Her. So Inspire Her is short for Inspire Her, right? Because we want to inspire our females. We were real intentional about this. We wanted to make sure that our girls knew and understand that coding is a field that's growing, that they're underrepresented in, and that it's important that they have some information to learn about it, but to also have opportunity to be about it. So what we did, and it's not a Jennifer thing, it's not a Ijeoma thing, it's our whole team, the entire instructional technology department gets together and we work on making a conference for our girls. And we use Book Creator in a way to help the girls reflect on the day, like all the things that they did for the day. We teach them how to use Book Creator and we help them with journaling, which of course is one of the most important things, right? Because after you do something, you want to go back and kind of reflect, summarize, and kind of, take it all in. So this is the video of the spotlight of what goes on in Inspire Her. You want to play these, Ijeoma?
Empowerment, confidence, sisterhood, inspiration. Those were just some of the goals of Newton County School System's recent Inspire Her Code Like a Girl Winter Conference. Overall, 460 elementary, middle, and high school students in grades 4 through 12 participated in the day-long Just for Girls Technology Conference held at schools across the district.
Inspire Her is all about igniting passion for computer science for our girls. Research shows that our students, our female students, are underrepresented in computer science. And so the whole idea and premise behind Inspire Her is getting our girls excited about the possibilities, exposing them to things they never even knew existed, and hopefully encouraging them to enter fields in computer science.
During the conference, leaders from the field of STEM.
So that's just a snippet of what it is. If you want to see the whole video, we'll send it to you. But the way that Book Creator comes into play is that it was the first time that we had hundreds of girls, 400 girls inside one book at one time, going in and writing and interacting with each other. So it's like, Ijeoma always says it's like the largest, how do you say it? You say it's always like
I say that we have to created the largest book. John has a selfie challenge. I would beg to say that we have the largest collaboration ever to be created in Book Creator.
So we had like 450 girls in this book talking about what they see themselves in the future as. And it was made because Ijeoma pushed out a template. She made the template and then they said who inspired them. So they looked to within either their families or people out in the world who inspired them. Then it talked about like a part, like what could you be? Now that you've learned about coding, now that you learned about computer science, now that you learned about the different fields, the different possibilities, go ahead. And this was so amazing because the things that the girls said, the people who they looked up to, the people who they wanted to be like, a lot of the girls excitingly said, I didn't even know that there was a possibility for someone who looked like me to do this. And we got to capture all those reflections in a single book. And for us, it was the validation we needed to move forward. So if you want to know more about Inspire Her, I'm going to put my information in the box. I would love for you to be a partner. So if you're a computer scientist out there, if you're a coder, we want you to join our team and to help us. And if you want to go ahead and be a sponsor, let us know too. But Book Creator has been that partner for us where they have helped us in every step of the way. And what else could you do when you have a partnership and a product that match your needs?
Yes. And so lastly, our department puts out a monthly, every other month newsletter. And in that, I create that newsletter in Book Creator. And it's method to the madness, right? So I send it out, we send it across our district. And every time a new release in Book Creator happens, I add that to the newsletter. So people were like, how did you get those moving stickers? How did you get, it's a new feature in Book Creator. So it's kind of, we use that to kind of get people excited about the tool, but it also, it helps keep it in front, keeps it forward facing so that people don't forget. Because as teachers, you get busy and sometimes you forget about a tool, but when it's constantly there in your face, the hope is that teachers are, and they are using it. And so on the outside of the classroom, just some ideas for uses for Book Creator. Like I said, our department newsletter, Jennifer actually uses Book Creator to do her HOA newsletter for her neighborhood, which is hilarious to me. We've had teachers use it for portfolios, both for students and for teachers. I get excited about all the new ways that people tell us that they're using it. We've seen it as like templates for various meetings across our system. So it's super amazing that this one tool is able to be used for so many different purposes and for so many different people. And so I believe that's the end. I think that's our time. John, do we, like, what happens next? I've never done an international webinar.
We just leave. No, that was amazing. We really do appreciate you jumping on here with so many inspirational ideas and stories and anecdotes from your students and classrooms and teachers, and we enjoy being partners together. And I think that's like Jennifer said, that's one of the best parts, right? It's not just, hey, we give you life, we take your money, and that's it, right? Like we want to be partners. We want to work together. We want to make sure that Book Creator is used to the best of everybody's ability, and whatever that looks like, right? There's 1,000 different ways that you could use Book Creator, from HOA newsletters to classroom journals to writing to everything right in between. And I will definitely check on the stats of the most collaborative book ever. I think 400 people's got to be some kind of record. So we're definitely we'll give you that title for sure. We'll put that up there somehow.
And I saw some people talking about the certified author, the update. So now the course now has all the updated features. I did mine a couple weeks ago. It's awesome. That was
I did mine today.
Yep. Awesome. So, well, Ijeoma, while you're in there, if you could click on that button that says edit, I'll show everybody real quick where that's at. So if you're interested in learning more about Book Creator, maybe you're brand new, maybe you just need to freshen up your skills of Book Creator. Once you go to our website and you create your free account, this here is your teacher dashboard. This is where all your books and libraries live. There's resources in the Discover tab, but right there where it says certification, there is a set of videos, and excuse the haircut, my apologies, scroll right past that. Keep going, there we go. That's a better haircut down there. But right here, we've got 18 videos that will take you on that deep dive into all of Book Creator's features. So watch the 18 videos, whatever time you want, whatever order you want. Just do that. They're short, 15 minutes at the most. I think that's the longest one we've got in there. Take the quiz, and then you become a Book Creator certified author. And when you do, you get a cool little badge, you get a certificate of completion. But like I said, more importantly, you get that deep understanding of Book Creator and thousands of ways that you're going to use it in the classroom. And I see some people have already said have done it, so that's amazing. It's just a great tool to always even just go back and reference, because if you attend a webinar, or if you start playing with something, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about the pen tool, or I forgot about accessibility features or things like that. You can always just click on those videos whenever you want. And we did have a question in there about translating the certification into different languages. Something we're working on. Unfortunately, I think the most languages that anybody speaks at Book Creator is maybe 1.5. I think we have one person who might speak a little bit of Spanish, and that's about it. So trying to get languages for the entire world is a little bit tricky with such a small team, but we're definitely looking at that and things to go from there. But yeah, we encourage you to take a look at the certification program. Like I said, you'll have a definite understanding of Book Creator. And we also have tons and tons of recorded webinars on our YouTube channel. This webinar will be on our YouTube channel in the next day or two, so feel free to go back and watch it, share it with your friends. And if you do have any questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out to any of us at Book Creator. We are always happy to answer those questions and chat about different ways that Book Creator can make a difference for you and for your school district as well. So other than that, I think we did answer most of the questions. If there are any other questions, please get those into the chat window or the Q&A box soon, because in the next minute or two, we're going to shut things down here. But I just want to say personally, thank you all for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Be safe out there. Happy bookmaking. And thanks. I want a picture of Adam there on the Twitter. So, yep. So anyway, this is great. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening and have a wonderful day. All right. And Jennifer and Ijeoma, thank you so much. We really appreciate your willingness to participate.